Robert Morris returns home this weekend to start College Hockey America play against Penn State. I'm Matt Gajtka, joined by Army women's head coach Paul Colontino. And Coach, coming off of a real gauntlet the last 3 weeks, you have Minnesota, you have Clarkson, you have Cornell, all of them top five opponents. All of them were in the national semis or the final last year. What are you hoping that your team picks up from that stretch? You didn't get a win, but there were several really good performances mixed into that stretch too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You have to, like I say, you have to find the positives out of every situation. We played three of the best teams in the country, 3 weekends straight, back to back to back. We didn't get the outcomes we were looking for in the 6 games, but I know internally we sure learned a lot with where we need to get to, the areas we need to improve on. And then in a lot of ways we proved, I think internally as well, just, what we're capable of doing and the level that we're capable of competing at. So there's definitely some bright sides to it, and it was a tough stretch without a doubt, but we have high standards here and high goals. So for us, it's another step towards achieving them and moving in the right direction.
When you look at last weekend at Cornell, rare to see your teams get shut out once, let alone twice. So what do you think could explain the situation there? Just a strong opponent, or was there something that you would like to see better execution-wise this week against Penn State?
I think there's definitely things that we could have done better in terms of execution. To get blanked like that, hey, are we happy about that? Not at all. Special teams, 5-on-5 play, we had our high points, throughout the weekend. We had our low points, but I think when it comes down to it, we got to find a way to say finish. And we had our opportunities. It's just experience in those types of games of making the best of those opportunities. And I think a few too many times we just, we didn't make the best of them. So they did, on the other hand, but that's another point that, hey, we got to learn from, because teams like that, at that level, they're not only opportunistic, but they cash when given an opportunity.
Well, to that point, that was your first time on the road this season too. How different is it playing on the road? That may seem like a basic question, but from an outsider's perspective, it's relevant to me. What do you think about it from being a coach for so long?
Well, it's different. There's factors that go into things, from the hotel to the travel. Did it go smoothly? The food you're eating. I think like anybody, whether it's a student athlete or just a regular person, we all usually function best when we're in our normal routine. So again, you go on the road for a first weekend, and we don't want to use any excuses, because that wasn't the reason for our downfalls. But we do. I mean, it's the first road trip. We have to find a way to function like we're at home on the road. Get used to it, and because again, we're playing half our games on the road. So we get used to it, we learn from it, all those kind of things, and like we've always done, we just don't have any excuses. So home, on the road, we'll find a way to play the best hockey we can.
Well, the good news is, back at home, back at the island at this rink here, and you play Penn State, a team you faced 5 times last season, including in the CHA semifinal game, which you won. What's your impressions of the Penn State program, one that's come along in the last few years, and it can be a nice rivalry for you as well here in state?
No, absolutely. They're doing a fantastic job over there with the program. I think just in terms of years of existence, we've got a few years on them. But they have some great resources, a great coaching staff, some great players, and they've done some awesome things in the past few years. So the rivalry, they're a few hours away. I think when the two teams play, it gets very heated, and I think that's just conference play per se. So they're enjoyable weekends without a doubt. It's great hockey. Both teams fight extremely hard, like you said. We played them 5 times last year, and the truth is, with a small conference like the CHA, anytime we play a conference games, they seem to be very heated. So there's just there's just not that many teams, so we all know each other extremely well. But there should be some great games.
Well, the familiarity will be evident between the Colonials and the Nittany Lions. RMU starts officially its 3rd consecutive CHA regular season title defense this weekend. Hope to see you down here at the Island Friday at 7, Saturday at 3, and go to rmucolonials.com for the full coverage of the series.